What if I told you the money in your wallet is slowly leaking every single day? Now there's a form of money that not only stops the leak, but actually grows your money over time. Today, I'm going to break down Bitcoin in the simplest way possible. Before we go into Bitcoin, we need to understand what is money. So money has three jobs. I'm going to try to make this super simple. First, it's a medium of exchange. So this means you can trade it for stuff, right? In the Western world, we use the US dollar. We buy groceries with it. We buy our services. We pay our bills with it. We buy coffee with it, whatever you need. Second, a unit of account. This is actually how we measure value. So when you see a car that costs $30,000, we value that car in dollars. So that's the dollar being the measuring stick of value. Third is a store of value. This is where you park your money to be used for later consumption. Think of it like savings account, right? Some people use real estate as a savings account. Some people use stocks. Some people use gold. And some people use Bitcoin. So here's a simple analogy. Energy. Money is just stored energy. So think about it, right? You wake up, you go to work, you provide value for the world. In exchange, you get paid in dollars, and that's your energy being converted into those dollars. Now, you want to store that energy as efficiently as possible. So you want to store it, think of it like in a battery that doesn't leak any energy. But here's the problem, right? Most batteries leak. US dollar loses about 7 to 12% to inflation every year. Your energy is literally evaporating. Gold might leak 2% a year, or it might be up this year. And Bitcoin, that's gained around 50% a year over the last 5 years if you average it out. There's two things that we need to understand. We need to understand two types of values: intrinsic value and monetary premium. Intrinsic value is the value of the thing that you actually use. For example, real estate, your house actually has value. You live in it, you sleep, you make a family, you raise your family, you make food. Here's the crazy part about real estate. Houses should be getting cheaper. As we get better and better at building these houses, as technology has helped us build these houses, the cost of the good should go down. It is deflationary. However, prices keep going up. And why is that? Because all the millionaires and everyone is basically trying to find the best store of value, because they can't just store it in fiat currency or dollars, and they buy up real estate assets. And they're buying up these extra houses that they don't even live in. They just rent them out, or sometimes they're even empty, just sitting there as a store of value. So they're storing their energy in this real estate because they know, or they think that it can store the energy better than the US dollar. Now this goes same with gold, right? So gold is used for intrinsic value wise. It's used for jewelry. If it was actually priced for just its intrinsic value, it would be a lot lower market cap than it is today. However, there's a monetary premium on all of these assets because people need to find a better money than their currency. So they go into it, and this develops a monetary premium on each asset. Now, the crazy thing is Bitcoin is different. It has zero intrinsic value, and it's 100% monetary premium. Now, that sounds crazy, right? No intrinsic value, it sounds insane. But think about it. We need a money to store our energy and actually use as money. The product is we need a better money to store our energy in and exchange for a later date for services or goods that we need. We just need it to not leak, or even better, to grow. Bitcoin is pure money. It doesn't need to pretend to be anything else. We've monetized all these other assets like real estate, gold, even some stocks to become money, even though they aren't money. They're just being used as money because our current money, fiat currencies, are broken. So Bitcoin is actually two things. There's Bitcoin, the asset, digital money that you can own. And there's Bitcoin, the peer-to-peer payment system that you can use to send money without a third party in the middle. So let me try to explain this with a Monopoly example. In Monopoly, when Sally buys a property, in Monopoly, let's say there's two players playing, and then there's a third player who's the banker who's basically writing down the notebook. And that notebook keeps track of all the transactions in chronological order. But the blockchain is basically the notebook. But instead of one banker taking care of the notebook, everyone has a copy. When you send Bitcoin, it gets verified by the network every 10 minutes. Thousands of computers around the world called nodes check, hey, Sally did actually send this $100 and they did actually acquire this property, and we can confirm it because it happened at this block and this time. Everything is transparent. You can literally see every transaction from 2009 when Bitcoin was started up until today. And the miners are like security guards. They use massive amounts of electricity to secure the system. And they get rewarded with Bitcoin for their work. They're literally converting their energy into money. So Bitcoin solves a monetary premium problem. Instead of inflating house prices and gold prices and stock prices because people need somewhere to put their energy into, we can store it in pure money that's designed exactly for that purpose. This would actually cause house prices to go down because no one is storing using houses as their energy storage mechanism. No more paying crazy premiums on houses just to avoid inflation. Most families will be able to buy a house. Bitcoin is energy-backed, decentralized, and can't be inflated away. So when you think about where to store your life's energy, your work, you want to pay a massive monetary premium on these houses, stocks, gold, just because the monetary system's broken? Or do you want pure hard money that's digitally backed by energy, which is designed to specifically to store your energy? Bitcoin isn't just digital money. It's a solution to the monetary premium problem. All right, I know Bitcoin can kind of be confusing. This is just a surface level, but this is as basic as it can be. It's digital energy, and you want to figure out where to store all your energy. I think is the best analogy. Think of it as a battery. You want to store your energy in the best battery that there is. If you guys have any questions about Bitcoin or any other video topics that I should make to explain this better, there's a lot more that I can go into. So there's a lot of narratives. Maybe digital gold, can't hold it, so people are confused. Is this real money or is this just like play money? In fact, when I first got into Bitcoin, I literally thought it was NBA 2K. If anyone played this, NBA 2K VC coins, there used to be VC points. They were called virtual coins. I literally thought, this is back in 6th grade or so, that Bitcoin was that. And I was like, oh, I can do it from my player. Because it looked the same. I was a 6th grader. It was like a gold little coin. And I used to play NBA 2K all day. And I'd still destroy any one of you today, even though I haven't played in 5 years. But I thought Bitcoin was VC coins. So I get it. It can be confusing. But you guys have to study it because it is the future of money. I believe it is. There's no other thing that's decentralized like this. How Jeff Booth says, as long as it stays decentralized, it will win as a future of money, especially with AI. If you guys want to learn more about this, I can go on and on. But to keep it simple, like the video and let me know what you guys want me to talk about next. There's a lot of stuff going on with JP Morgan and MicroStrategy. I made a video last week. Go check that out. And that there was actually some developments on that video, on that story, which now makes sense about this crash. But this crash is just a good time to buy. All right, guys. Like the video. Subscribe. Guys, I want to get to at least 100 subscribers. This is crazy. Am I like 37? Come on, man. What am I talking to 37 people here? That's actually a lot. Appreciate all of you. If this helped you understand Bitcoin a little bit better, like the video, subscribe, and we'll see you guys next time. Deuces.